Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Today we're looking at verses 8 and 9 in Psalm 71. This is the old man's prayer, and he already began discussing his timeline by going all the way back to his mother's womb. He says, "From my mother's womb you have holden me up," there in verse 6. And today we're going to look at, he's going to talk about his old age. We're going to look at some other things here in these two verses. And tomorrow we'll be in 10 through 12. Now, don't forget now, announced it yesterday. I just want to remind you, I'm on Twitter. Go to @TheBibleBistro. @TheBibleBistro, and you'll find my Twitter page. Please give me a follow there. It would be wonderful if I had some followers on Twitter. So, and you can listen to the podcast there too. It uploads, because I'm on Spreaker. Spreaker gives me the opportunity to upload to Twitter. So it uploads to Twitter, it uploads to YouTube, it uploads to Tumblr. So these are places where you can find the podcast automatically uploading every day. And so if you go to the Twitter account @TheBibleBistro, you'll find the podcast right there. Let me read for us verses 8 and 9. "Let my mouth be filled with thy praise, and with thy honor all the day. Cast me not off in the time of old age. Forsake me not when my strength faileth." So he says, let my mouth be filled with thy praise. And this is exactly what he said in verse 6. My praise shall continually be of thee. And then we come down here to verse 8. Let my mouth be filled with thy praise. So he's very interested in doing this, and now it becomes a part of his prayer. He makes this confident confession there, my praise shall be continually of thee, but now he prays for it. And he says, let my mouth be filled with thy praise, and with thy honor all the day. Friends, how many times have you asked the Lord to do that for you? I know that's very few for me, and I should. This should be something that I include in my prayer, and because it's in this old man's prayer, I think I'm going to start including it when I pray. I should. I think we all should. Because what's your mouth filled with during your day? Tell me. Is it filled with good things? Are you actually verbalizing praise to the Lord? Are you actually speaking about his honor all the day? Well, that's something that we should ask the Lord to help us with, right? To give us strength for that. And speaking of strength, notice what he says there in verse 9. Cast me not off in the time of old age. Forsake me not when my strength faileth. Now, anybody who is 60 plus understands this, because when you get older, strength does fade. It's not the same as it used to be. We want to pretend like it is. We want to pretend like we can rub on a cream or take a pill or do a certain amount of exercise, and all the strength will be the same, just like it was when we were younger. But friends, the truth is that's not true. The truth is that's false. Okay? Because when you get older, strength does wane. It doesn't matter what you do. When you get older, beauty fades. It doesn't matter what you do. Now, there are some beautiful older people, but honestly, it's not the same as when you were 31 or 41. It's just not the same. Or 21, certainly not the same. When I was 18, I could go a long way. Today, at my age, I can't go that far any longer because strength has faded. And so, this prayer, let my mouth be filled with thy praise and with thy honor all the day, and then the request, cast me not off in the time of old age, is so very appropriate for an older person to pray, because everybody else is casting us off in the time of old age. We're done. That's what the world says. The world says we're done. Retire. Sit in your chair. Well, it's not time to sit in the chair. It's never time to sit in the chair. Cast me not off in the time of old age is a wonderful prayer for us to pray, and for the Lord not to forsake. But of course we know he's not. He's not going to cast us off and forsake us. But I think what David sees is he sees everybody else casting him off and forsaking him because he's old. And he just says to the Lord, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Cast me not off, and don't forsake me, which is exactly what he's asked for in this whole prayer. In the time of old age, don't do it. Well, we'll talk more about that tomorrow and look at 10 through 12 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.